Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mike. So, in this video, we're going to talk about how to stop arguing with people, you know? And this is this was something that really helped me out a lot. And it's because you ever have conversations with somebody, and you're talking about a subject, a particular subject, and they're saying, well, it's this way, and you're saying, no, it's that way. They're saying, no, it's this way. You're like, oh man, and you could be like an expert. Maybe you're an expert in this subject that you're talking about. And you're like, no, I'm an expert. It's this way. And they just keep arguing with you, And you're like, and you don't want to just give in and just accept it, because you're like, I know the truth. But yet, this other person also maybe feel the same way, that they think this is the right thing. So you get in arguments, and arguments. Oh man, they suck. I mean, I used to like them. Yeah, I'm gonna argue, and then until I realized, like, actually, they're not really fun. All they do is just kind of get me all upset and all worked up. And at the end, it's like, it doesn't matter if they agree at the end or I wasted all this time for nothing. It ain't like I learned anything. I'm just debating about something for the sake of debating, So how do we overcome arguments? How do we make it so this way we can have a little less arguments in our lives, so we can spend some time, agreeing and, spending our energy and our attention, focus on some more pleasant things, things that we actually enjoy, unless you really, really enjoy arguments. In that case, you may want to just shut this video off now. Well, so here's the trick. This is how you do it. Most of the time, arguments are based on some type of disagreement. You say tomato, I say tomato. You say ketchup, I say catsup. So this is something to think about. All you have to do is think about this. Understand this one concept. No matter if they agree with you or not, the truth would always be the same. The truth is never going to change. Whether or not they agree with you or not, the truth would always be the same. Think about it, If you're going, no, this is right, and they're going, no, that is right. No matter if they agree with you or not, it's not going to change the truth. If you know what the truth is without a shadow of a doubt, not just like, you're guessing, like, this is what you've studied for the last 10 years of your life. This is the truth. But maybe this person read it somewhere else and just feel otherwise, or maybe they have a biased opinion about it, whatever the case is. It's okay, because you don't need to go ahead and convince people of the truth. A lot of people maybe aren't ready for the truth. You ever watch that movie with Tom Cruise, and what was it like? God, was it Jack Nicholson? I forgot. A Few Good Men, to where like Tom Cruise like, I want the truth. He's like, you can't handle the truth. It's kind of like that, right? But you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. It's just gonna boom. It's gonna spark up more arguments. But the same idea though. Sometimes people they're not ready. They're not open-minded enough to listen. They're very fixated on what they're thinking of in their mind, to the point where you might be telling them step by step why what you're saying is the truth, is the fact. You've experienced it, you studied it, you got data on it, it's published, it's even on this website, you just don't want to go see it. You're trying to pull it up on your phone and they're just arguing with you. You might be doing all of that, but sometimes they're just not ready for it. They're just not ready. They don't want to accept it. They just want to feel right. And, in a sense, so do you. You just want to feel right also. The difference is you are right. But it doesn't matter, because the truth would always be the truth. The truth would stay the same. And if you are wanting them to agree with you, then this is a different story. So it's not whether or not that you want them to know the truth, because remember, people will accept things when they accept things. Not everybody's open-minded to everything. People are open-minded to different things at different times in their lives. And sometimes some people are just a little stubborn. It takes a little while longer. Guilty. So it's okay. But if you are having a hard time, you're like, no, but you want them to agree, and where you think, well, I don't care, I want them to know the truth. Really, again, truth isn't going to change. And what most of the time what happens is we just want people to agree with us because we just want to feel right, And then you just think, well, why do you want to feel right? Why is that so important to want to feel right? That's the truth. Why do you need a validation? And so when you really look deep into this question, why do we need to feel right? Why do we need somebody to validate us and go, oh, Mike, yeah, right, you're right, you're so right. God, I can't believe how right you are. Why would I want that? And the reason why is because if I didn't get validated, I might feel less than. I might feel that I'm wrong. I might feel that either they agree with me or I will feel wrong. Either they accept the facts, the truth, and they really listen to me and agree, and either they agree or I am wrong and they're right. But that's not true. It's not always, it's not always if one person agrees, that, there's a wrong and a right. I don't have to agree with them. They don't have to agree with me. They can feel right and I can feel right. There's not always just a right and wrong. If they're right, that means I must be wrong. And if I'm right, which they're probably thinking, if I say that I'm right and they agree with it, that means they feel that they're wrong. And again, so then we look at the question, why do we have a problem with feeling wrong? And this goes down to because it's our ego. It's our ego. It makes us feel belittled. It makes us feel that we're less than, that we're now stupid, and now that we don't know anything, that we're not as good anymore, that we're not smart. But that is not true. That has nothing to do with it, So we need to be able to let that go, because remember, the truth won't change. Think about if we went in time, we went back in time to where everybody thought the world was flat. And now it's 2016 right now, so we know the world ain't fat. The world ain't flat, but we go back in a time where everybody in the world goes, the world's flat. So you're going to sit there and you're going to argue with everybody in the entire world, and they all think you're crazy, Well, I mean, what do you do? It's not going to change anything, right? And so the truth will always be the truth. And when you can understand that and know that there's no point to argue and that you can both be right, you're right because you know what's real and what's the truth. They think they're right because, they have this other idea in their mind, and you're not trying to bend and force them to your idea. Now it's cool. Now there's no conflict. Now there's no argument. There's no argument. Arguments aren't created anymore now. Now you guys can actually get along. Because remember, it doesn't matter. You don't have to convince everybody of everything. Sometimes when people are ready to listen, they'll listen. They may come around later on and go, hey, remember that thing we were discussing, a couple months ago? Yeah, you're right. I looked it up and I went to that site you talked about, and I checked it out and I saw the facts. Yeah, you're right. Cool. All right. See, now you skip this whole confrontation. You skip this whole conflict, for nothing. Just because we want to feel, that we're badass and we're right, and they're wrong. No, we don't need to do that. We can be right, they can be right, and we can just let it go. The truth won't change. So, that's all I got to say about that. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next video. Peace.